Hey, what's going on? You're tuned into the Daily Geek right here on SweetGeekTV. I'm your host, Griffin Grandberg, and today is January 14th, 2009, episode 102. And as you can tell, I'm starting to get my voice back, which I am so very happy for. But right now, we have to get to the Geek News. Starting off with story number one, a story that broke literally after I posted the Daily Geek yesterday, which made me oh so very angry. But you know what? It also made me do a little dance, make a little love, and get down yesterday. That's right, because Yahoo picked Carol Bartz as their new CEO, and I was just doing dances, but not just because of that, but the fact that Sue Decker also resigned. Big, huge plus there. I'm very excited to see this. Lots of people very skeptical, shareholders, you know, their share price was down, blah, 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 whatever. I'm just glad that they have someone with balls, some big kahunas to do something with Yahoo. I think it's an awesome company, has a lot of potential, and Carol Bartz might just be that assertive CEO that it needs. That's what I think. I'm very excited about it. Let's move on. Story number two, Apple may have switched some policy with their App Store in the sense that they have maybe lightened up a little bit on the duplicate functionality clause, which basically says, hey, if we already do this functionality, like let's say your web browser, for instance, you can't just submit another application that does the same functionality. You can't compete with us. Well, it looks like they loosened that up a little bit because Edge browser, Incognito, Shaking Web, and WebMate, all browsers appeared on the App Store just recently. So that's kind of interesting to see Apple kind of relax the rules a little bit, which does not happen that often. They are very stubborn, I'm telling you. Story number three, big news coming out of China. The China Internet Network Information Center. Why do they have to be so long? I mean, really? China Internet Network Information Center. But at any rate, they have a big announcement saying that they have 298 million users, which is almost the amount of people in the United States of America. That's huge and big. That's by far the biggest user biggest user base, you know, on the net, which is pretty cool. So, in case you're wondering, what does the China Internet Network Information Center actually do? Well, they're the organization that basically blocks out different blogs, news sites, whatever. You know, it's basically the organization that blocks whatever they don't want the users in China seeing. So kind of interesting there. Story number four, Blockbuster is announcing a huge, big deal with Sonic Solutions. Okay, it's not really that exciting because all it means is they're going to provide their streaming movies over all sorts of different, you know, solutions that Sonic Solutions has put up, like set-top boxes, portable players, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is it's not that exciting. It's actually kind of boring. In fact, this is almost a non-story, which means I almost have to buy myself, but I'm not going to do it. Because Blockbuster has basically just followed the footsteps of Netflix for the bazillionth time. I mean, what is up with Blockbuster? I'm almost there. Not only did I almost have to bomb myself on this story because it's pretty much a non-story, I mean, because it's not exciting, it's boring, Blockbuster, but I almost have to bah Blockbuster because they're just, I mean, what is going on with this company? They have no idea what they're doing. Story number five, more rumors going on about Dell saying that they might possibly launch a smartphone with Windows Mobile. So that really is not a big surprise if they were going to launch a smartphone that they would use Windows Mobile because, you know, Dell and Microsoft, they're besties. That's right. They're like this. So again, this rumor pops up, I swear to, like, probably once every 3-4 months, because everyone thinks it's the most logical step for Dell to move into the cell phone industry since they already do a bunch of other hardware, blah, blah. But I just don't know if it's going to happen. And if it does happen, of course I'm going to let you know about it right here on the Daily Geek. Let's move on. Story number six, last story of the day. .eu gets its 3 millionth address registration, which is big because it puts it into the top 10 top-level domains, you know, on the internet. So that's kind of a big deal for them. They're still lagging behind .de, which is Germany, and .uk, of course, you know, the United Kingdom. So just kind of an interesting statistic to end the Geek News for January 14, 2009, episode 102. I'm your host, Griffin Grandberg, and before we go, the question of the day, is Blockbuster doomed? I mean, that's my personal opinion. I think they're going to the wayside. They just can't catch up. They have no innovation. I mean, what's going on with Blockbuster? But I want to hear what you have to say, so make sure you leave a comment no matter where you leave it. I will comment back to every single comment left, and there you have it. That is the Geek News. I hope you have a fantastic Wednesday. I'm going to try to do the same, and I'll catch you right back here tomorrow.